guys, happy Friday. We had the most inspiring story on the Lovin Dubai show, Eric Fit and his Dubai journey. We also spoke about humidity in the UAE and when it might end. We spoke about job seeker red flags and also the community's mourning the passing of a dog who passed away on a flight.
And so if you have missed the episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Lovin Dubai show podcast wherever you get your podcast from, and enjoy.
Good morning, Dubai. Happy Friday, our favorite day of the week. Welcome back to Lovin Dubai show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. The top story for you today is the UAE humid summer almost over. We have the information on that.
As well, Indians move to Dubai after India's 2024 budget announcement.
The Dubai job seeker who's called out recruiter red flags that are way too relatable.
And as well, the community mourns a dog who passed away on a Dubai flight.
We're super excited to be joined later on in the show at 8:50 with Eric Fit, sharing his inspired journey, how he made it in Dubai.
We can't wait for that. And as well, it's 293 days since the genocide began in Gaza on October 7. The current death toll stands at 39,175. The number of injured people is 90,403. 1.9 million people have been displaced from their homes.
In today's rapid weather report, expect highs of 40 degrees with humidity averaging at 61%, which is actually a dip from the last few days. So enjoy the cooler weather, shall we say. Good morning to everyone tuning in. Good morning, Jonah, how are you doing? Good morning. The Cindy, I am. Happy Friday. Greetings from Bali. How amazing. This nearly looks like Bali, but it's meant to represent friendship. The good kind, not the bad kind, which kind of we were discussing before the show.
Yes, we were, because I think, just like how we all the time go like, this guy is a red flag. This relationship is a red flag.
Right.
There are some friendships that are red flags. Number one, the complainer. Yeah. It's like, you know what I hate? I hate like when you're friends with a girl or a guy and it's like, it's their world and we live in it. They are the only ones that have problems. They are the only ones that get sick. They are the only ones that are heartbroken. And then when it comes to you, there is no you.
I feel like you're speaking from experience, but I've had conversations with a couple of people in this office before, and it feels... I won't say who, someone in the back is just being like, that's me. We all have that friend who is the complainer, and you're so right. The world is them, and you're their listener.
True.
But when the tables are turned...
You don't have them.
Well, I don't know. I think it depends on the person. When the tables are turned, are they there for you? Anonymous in the back, has that friend been there for you when the tables are turned? Has Shama saying no? She'd listen, but she turned the subject back to her. Yeah. Yeah, from their experiences, so true.
I think honestly, like these people who think that it's their world and we all live in it, they are the only ones who have the issues. As if we are not, as if we're not human. It's only them. They are the victim. These people drain your energy. And it's so toxic to the point where you go like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. My energy has been sucked out. I don't know what to do. There's nothing that, and you will feel guilty as well. They will make you feel guilty at so many things.
But you're so right. When you realize it's toxic and when you're in it for a little while, I think what we're all learning is the people, throw them out. The people that we surround ourselves with is so important.
True.
And if someone is like, what value is that friendship or relationship bringing you? If something is draining you to the point that it's toxic and it's negative and you're getting nothing from it, just leave it. Like, unless they're family. It's different because it's family and you can kind of get over these things. But if it's a friendship and you find that, I would just move on, because I think people act differently around to people, and it's so you've been in that accepting phrase, so you've been accepting being the listener, but they're not like that with everyone. So I would just move away from it.
But accepting it will give them the illusion that they're not doing anything wrong. And then therefore, if you start to not want to accept it or face them, you will feel guilty.
No, but what I mean is you have accepted it to this point that they always do it. You've accepted that negative behavior, so you've allowed it. Not you, I mean collective us have done that.
People who have
But when we move away from the relationship, they could be like that with other people, but it's not our problem. And I think with friends, at some point when you've been in, if you're finding a friendship really difficult, ask yourself what value it's bringing you, and if it's not bringing you any value, move on.
I don't ask myself, I just leave. Sorry, got
Cut throat. Good morning to everyone tuning in. It's Friday morning. We're going to jump into our top stories of the day. The humid UAE summer is almost over. That is the humid summer on the LED we're talking about behind us. So unless you've been living in an air-conditioned filled rock, you'll have noticed that the last couple of months have been hot. Temperatures reaching 50 degrees in the UAE and humidity through the roof at 75%.
Well, we have some good news. According to Brahim Al Jarwan, chairman of board of directors of the Emirates Astronomy Society, said we are a month away from the rising of the star of Suhail.
A month.
1 month.
So when we share this, we understand that maybe it's not the best news, but a month. But what does this mean? So the rising of the Suhail star signals the end of intense heat with the start of cooler weather, which will usually happen in late August. The exact date hasn't been specified just yet, but you might get that closer to the time.
However, don't expect an immediate drop in temperatures after the star is seen. It usually takes like 70 to 80 days per the cooler weather to be felt in the UAE. And let me tell you something, Casey. For the past 2 days, I would go, like usually it would be very humid and I would tie my hair so I don't get humid, crazy hair. It hasn't been as humid.
I feel like we had it was, as we said on Sunday, it was the hottest day in the world recorded across the globe. And I feel like there was a little bit of a rise in temperatures, but it's kind of dipped down a little bit again. August tends to be a little bit more humid, I would say.
Yeah.
And then I don't think we've seen the end of it just yet. I agree with you that there's been a dip, but I don't think it's the end. But we're saying is we're halfway through it,
I mean, look.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
That is true. There is, of course, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel.
The Suhail star is the light.
Of course, and we are waiting. I'm waiting, and that's why it's like every morning when I go to the car, I'm like, oh yeah, it's still not that humid yet. It's getting better, and even if it's like a bit of delusion.
I think I feel so blessed because I drive to work, so I have a little bit of a walk outside, and then you're inside all day. So
yeah,
it's just the weekends. You just miss the walking, the hikes a lot.
I really do.
The Dubai winters are just so amazing.
It's perfect. I even want to go to the beach, but I go like, you know what? I'm going to go to the beach during Dubai winter. But
we love a Dubai winter, and so does the rest of the world.
Exactly, because guys, Indians moved to Dubai after India's 2024 budget announcement. So following India's 2024 budget announcement, there has been a notable trend of Indians relocating to Dubai. This shift appears to be influenced by several factors stemming from the budget's implications on taxes and economic conditions.
So people praise Dubai's tax system compared to others elsewhere. And the budget sparked online discussions about how the UAE cares for its people and makes life easier.
So in summary, while India's 2024 budget aims to bolster economic growth and provide tax relief, the immediate impact appears to be a surge in immigration to Dubai as individuals seek better financial and lifestyle opportunities.
Yeah, well, the budget was just a few days ago, so I don't think we've seen the surge yet, but it sparked the conversation of people thinking, like around the world, many seek other opportunities when I think the budget was so hardly felt. And people are thinking, where could I get more bang for my buck? Where could I invest in property where I'm not being where I'm not being taxed as much? And I think that conversation will always continues about Dubai as a place where people are seeking better economic opportunities.
I agree with you, and the thing is as well, like in other countries with all of these taxes and all of these economic issues happening around, people come. Dubai has been so stable for so long, so when you look to relocate at a different location, you would want to, relocate somewhere stable, somewhere fine, and there's no better place than Dubai.
True, that's interesting because like all cities, there's been a rocky climate, but we've been so stable in recent years. However, because everyone is looking to move to Dubai, it leads to an influx of people interested in the job market, which leads us to our next story.
So, Dubai job seeker highlights recruiter red flags. And just like friends, recruiters can have red flags too. So a Dubai job seeker has highlighted some major red flags with recruiters that many will find all too familiar. She shared her experiences with issues like ghosting, where recruiters disappear without communication, and long drawn out interview process that leads to nowhere.
There's one thing to be ghosted by a romantic interest, but to be ghosted by a job recruiter is just 10 times worse because you've probably put more effort in that. So additionally, this job seeker pointed out the frustration of misleading job postings that don't match the actual jobs. Her candid examples shed light on the common frustrations that job seekers face and basically resonated deeply with anyone who's navigated the current job market. Yes, like making candidates go through multiple rounds of interviews only to tell them that they've decided not to hire them for the role. What is this multiple interview on interview on interview on interview? Like, it's such a time waste on the company itself. And I just wonder, like, you kind of have to give people a go.
That is true. And as well, by the way, I want to say something is that when recruiters do this toxic thing, they do not take in mind or take into consideration that the person in front of them is going to be kind of like hurt, you know, because like if it's like a person looking for a job and with the several interview process, they would feel like, oh yeah, so if I'm having that much interviews and that much, it's taking that long, so they must for sure hire me. And then when they do not get hired, they go like, what?
It's hard.
It's like, it's a what moment.
I think it's a revolving door, and you have to have empathy for the people.
True.
So for example, if you send in a message to a company about a job, you might get a stock response. But if you ask the person to go through interviews and then to do a presentation and then to have another interview, you're really, jobs mean a lot right now, and you're really kind of leading people along. So if it doesn't work out, they deserve
an answer,
a personal message and an answer, rather than a stock response like, sorry, this didn't work out. Like when you get that far down the line, you would like to see a bit more empathy to the job seekers.
I agree 100%. You know, I've told you before the show, I have been through a very long interview process, a very long one, and only to find out by coincidence that they had already signed a contract with someone else for the same role. And I was like, what is the sorcery that's going on?
Before you had completed the job interview process?
Before. They had already, and I checked the timeline and everything, and I was like, why would they do that? That's me, not only to me, but to the girl as well who they hired, right? Because it's like, so you're not sure of I don't know.
Wow,
I don't know. It was very toxic,
messy.
And I was
that's
like,
so unfair.
And then after that, they spoke to me later on. I'm like, I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, I ghosted them just like how they ghosted me.
Damn straight.
You do that. I do that too.
Alan Zias, so we got a lot of responses about this topic. So if you've ever been ghosted by a job seeker, just to know that you're not alone. Alan Zias commented saying, I'm an Emirati who applied for 460 positions relevant to my experience since 2022. I'm still unemployed, either because they decide I'm overqualified or I go through the same limbo mentioned in this post. I face this not just from recruiters, but also from public and private entities. I'm almost 40 years old, finished up my savings. I don't have living parents financially supporting me. I'm absolutely in a major predicament. Things are really difficult these days. That comment is on our post. If anyone wants to jump in and send him a message saying you show support for him, that would be amazing. Community helping community. But it just shows that there's so much interest in the job market right now. It is, sometimes you've got a buyer or seller's market. It's a employer's market because everyone wants to move to Dubai. Everyone wants a tax-free income. True. So I think the way to get through all of it, there's no way. Just,
you know what? I love how, like, in the comment section, everyone shared their experiences, because everyone must have had an experience with a toxic recruiter who decided to either ghost or have the person go through a very long interview process and then just like maybe not say anything. Technically ghost after the interview process. So this is like maybe there must be like some rules and regulations to that.
That's exactly what someone said, that they'd like to see a more regulation on the recruiter market. But even just things like being human, one of the comments that the LinkedIn post said was scheduling calls for specific date and time and then not showing up. Like, how rude, how unprofessional. But if that happens, you know that they're not the type of people that you want to work with, because that would be an annoying working environment.
100% agreed. I agree with you, Casey.
8:43. Let's jump into our next story of the day. The community is mourning a dog who passed on a Dubai flight. On July 17th, 2024, a family's beloved Pomeranian Max died during a Dubai flight from Dubai to the Philippines. Max was a healthy and active dog, was traveling with his owner and her sister.
The family described the incident saying an hour upon arriving in Dubai, she received a distressing call from the duty manager who asked where she was and then went to meet her. Her first question to the manager was about her beloved dog, Max.
At that point, they were assured that the dog was okay. However, when they were taken to the baggage area, they found Max lifeless. The airline said the dog was dead on arrival.
The family say the tragedy has left them in shock and grief. They said, we wanted Max to have joyful moments in the Philippines, but now we're left with the heartbreak and unanswered questions.
R.I.P. Max.
That's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. We know animals are very much part of families, and to just have to go through that, it's just, question what happened to Max. It's really, really sad. You think about how animals, when people are leaving the UAE, or I think this family is, maybe they're from Qatar and they were traveling through, but when you live in any country and if you have an animal and you're moving, you want to make sure that you take your animal with you. So you check what's the best regulation. It's a pricely sum, I think, to transfer animals from one country to another country, but you think that you're doing the best for them. So I really feel for the family, because I think they just wanted to take Max to the Philippines on a holiday, and they thought that his life was that they thought that they were doing the best thing for their dog, and that this happened. So my heart just goes out to them.
This is heartbreaking. I mean, of course, for sure, when you have an animal and you, even if you sit with the animal for like a week, and trust me guys, I can reassure you that I had a dog for 2 months. Moving on from a dog is not easy. It's even harder than a heartbreak from a person or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It's like, because you would have by the way, I still have his my dog's toy with me. I get it with me everywhere. And he has been there for 2 months. And to have a dog pass away, that's a different story. It's heartbreaking. We lose the person.
Yes, R.I.P. Max, and that's all we can say on that, I think. Okay, so it's 8:46. Let's move on to a happier note, an inspiring journey. Right after this break, we're going to speak to Eric Fit. He shared his Dubai story. We all have them. However, when he shared it on Instagram, it got 45 million likes. That is the inspiration levels of his story. He's going to be with us after this very short break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. If you ever felt like you couldn't make it in Dubai, today's guest will inspire you. Eric Ikoya, originally from Cameroon, moved to Dubai in 2017. Earlier this month, he shared a heartfelt video about his journey, and it resonated with many of us, garnering 45 million likes. Today, he's here to share the incredible story behind it. Welcome to the show, Eric. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Happy to have you.
Well, thank you again for being here. And as Casey has mentioned, your video got 45 million, right?
Yes.
So what inspired you to share your story on social media?
What inspired me, it's someone else's video.
Okay.
And I've been creating video for so long about my story. I've been going on podcasts to try to tell my story, just to inspire people. And I've been making reels. And I've seen someone else's video, how he went from doing every job, small job, and then he started a business, and then he started to e-commerce, drop shipping, and then he literally blew up. And I was like, wow, that's inspiring. I'm gonna do the same with the same music and everything. So I did it. And when I did the video, I wrote on my note, because I like to manifest. I wrote on my note, this video I'm making, it's about to have 5 million views. So I wrote it on 7th of July and I posted it on 8th of July. Now, that my video is about to have 5 million views. And then when I posted the same day, I think he got 5 million views.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
45 million views, this is being seen around the world. People are obviously being touched by it in some way. What has the reaction from the public been like to the video?
I've got a lot of positive reaction, and people messaging me from around the world, people messaging me from different language. I have to translate sometimes. People encourage me, people tell me your story literally, some people even tell me I was really about to end my life because I couldn't see anything right in my life until I saw your reels. It just gave me hope.
Wow.
And I felt like I have to message back. I was messaging back a lot of people. I was like, it's okay, everything is gonna be okay. Keep fighting, keep doing your thing. And yeah, I had a lot of positive impact on people, but I also have a lot of negative impact. Like there's always a negative in everything, where people were commenting. I was reading some comment as well. It didn't affect me. My mind is bulletproof. It didn't affect me. And I was reading comment, oh, this is fake. Oh, he wasn't a waiter. Oh, he wasn't a cleaner. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's coming. And I was like, wow. Like people really don't have nothing to do. You know?
Facts.
And I was like, so.
Well, you just said it. You were a cleaner.
Yes.
You were a waiter.
Yes.
And you shared a room with 10 people. You tried real estate. You applied for Emirates, got rejected, and then applied for Etihad, got rejected, and then you made it out successfully on the other side. What was like the lowest point for you, and what was the journey? Because like it was like you tried a lot of things.
The lowest point is when I got rejected for Emirates, because I love Emirates.
Yeah.
It was my dream to be a cabin crew, and I didn't want it to be cabin crew for any other airline, because Emirates is the best airline, and for me, I want to be in the best team. Otherwise, I'm not playing, you know. So when I got rejected, it was the lowest point of my life, because I fell into a depression. I was so broke and I didn't have money, and I was hoping on Emirates to change my life. And my mom was like motivating me that, yes, once you go to Emirates, you're gonna travel, you're gonna see people, you're gonna have money. And I was dreaming already. So when I got rejected, I fell into a depression. I was thinking of going home. I was thinking like, okay, this is definitely not working. That was the lowest point of my life.
Moms are always there with the best words.
Yes.
But like, as Farah said, you've kind of done all of the hardworking nails of society jobs. Cleaner, you lived in a house of 10 people, and then you went through that low point of not getting the job at the Emirates. So like, the real question that I think everyone watching, everyone who wants the Dubai dream, everyone who wants the positive story, how did you turn it around?
I think I had a very, very strong mind, because for me, it was just no way possible that I've seen all this those beauty in the city, those cars and those people who are doing so much for themselves. And I was like, there's no way I'm not doing that as well. And I always tell myself, like, I just need to be around the right people, you know, because there's so much nice people, there's so much opportunity there. And I was like, I just need to be around the right people, the right opportunity. So I'm gonna keep fighting until something happens. So I had that mindset. I think it's just my mindset that saved me. I didn't want to give up at all. And I was like, something is gonna happen. It has to happen, because I've seen it happen for other people, and I can see the opportunity just in front of me, so I just need to wait.
So what opportunities did you grab?
So basically, it's a friend that came from Cameroon. He's very wealthy in Cameroon, and he was like, he wants to buy a lot of things for his construction site in Cameroon. Do I know places? And I was like, of course, I know Sharjah. He didn't know Sharjah, he just know Dubai. So I know Sharjah, and I know a lot of good site in Sharjah where everything is cheap. And he came and I took him around, and I was expecting like 1,000 dirham or 500, you know, just to cover my pocket, because I was so broke. So he came and he bought a lot of things for about almost 1 million dirham. And I was just watching, and I was like, cool, that's my 1,000 in my pocket. So the seller in Sharjah behind it called me and said, thank you so much for bringing me that big client. Here's your commission, 35,000 dirham.
Wow.
And I've never made that money in my entire life.
Goosebumps for you.
So I was thinking, now I have 35,000 dirham. Maybe I should go back home, because I've been hustling for 4 years in Dubai. I've never seen that money. Maybe I should go home. But then something told me, you know what? I'm just gonna bet on myself. With those 35,000, I did a driving license. I bought a used car. I put the first check on my studio. At that time, studio was very cheap in JVC, 21,000 for a studio. That was 3 years ago. And I put the first check, and the money was finished. But at least I had Emirates ID, visa, a car, driving license, and a place to sleep. So I was feeling like, wow, now everything is possible in Dubai. I have all this that I've dreamed about. So then I started to register to all the modeling agency, because I was like, I've tried everything, nothing is working. So let me just try modeling again, because from time to time a brand will contact me on Instagram. We like your profile. Would you shoot for our brand and give me like 2,000? And I was like, cool, I like it. So I started to focus on that. And when I focused on that, it just started to like blow. A lot of brands contact me from different agency. All my agency were like, oh, this client like your profile. He want to shoot with you. And that was the breakthrough.
Amazing. I'm so happy for you. That's so great.
It is great, as Katie is saying, because you know, like when you go through all of these things, it's very easy to tell your story, and people who are listening, they may think like, okay, can I do that? But I can't, because they are stuck in this loop of like not having money, not having a job, and so on. So what would you say is your strongest, practically coping mechanism?
Strongest coping mechanism. I think I just believe strongly in myself. You know, I believe I can make it 100%. Like for me, there was no way that I'm going back home without making it. You know, and I was like, I have to make it. You know, I was believing so much in myself. I was writing positive affirmation in my wall that I am gonna make it. Like I had a vision board as well. That my dream was to work for Emirates, and I had my dream car that I saw on Sheikh Zayed Road when I was going on the metro, and then another picture, and literally everything on my vision board happened, you know, with my dream car as well. And that was like something very strong for me, like my mindset and my strong belief.
That mindset is everything. You mentioned that there is some positive and negative comments, and you obviously have to deal with the negative. But to look at the positive, Parikshit Baluchi, he's a radio RJ in Dubai, and he commented on your video. He said, "I don't know who you are, but I'm proud of you." And I just wonder, I think the world is proud of that video because we all want that Dubai story. But how have your friends and family personally connected to you, reacted to your success and growth?
My friend, they're not surprised because they've seen me grinding from the beginning. They were like, you know, we were just waiting for that. We're not surprised that happened. Like, we saw it happen, you know. For them, it wasn't really a surprise. They were expecting that. And my family as well, they were like, we're proud of you because, you know, we saw that your struggle, you didn't ask for anything. We asked you to come back home. You didn't want to. And now, like, we're very proud of you. So, yeah.
Is mom not sad that you didn't take the 35K and come home?
No, she's very no, because those same 35,000 had a house where she could now come on vacation and stay with me. She came to Dubai twice already. She's very happy. She's very happy.
Well, you had Emirates on your vision board. You might have not worked in Emirates, however, you've had major campaigns with Emirates, Adidas, and ADNOC, and of course more. So how does it feel like to be like in front of the camera?
It's amazing. For me, like, I feel alive when I'm in front of the camera. I really didn't want it to be a model. My dream, like I said, was to be a cabin crew. But really, my career now is a professional model. And I realized I really love it. I really, really love it, being in front of the camera and having the light on me and having to act or deliver some emotion. I really love it.
So now it looks like a more glamorous life. You're into fitness, entrepreneur, modeling. What are kind of the downsides of the modeling industry that we don't see?
The downside is the inconsistency of the paycheck, you know, because some month I can make a good amount of money, and then in summer, for example, like that, there's not enough shoot, and you just stay home and be like, oh, how am I gonna do with the rent, you know? And that's something very, very difficult that other people don't see. They just see the beautiful life and everything, but sometimes, like, I'm stressed too, because it's been a month or sometimes 2 months I haven't shoot and I haven't made any money, and I'm like, okay, that's a bit stressful. The stress, I would say.
So how do you plan to continue your Dubai dream? What's on the vision board now that you've already tick the first one?
So now is a house in Dubai that I want to buy. That's on my vision board. And I'm currently doing a training in NLP, which is Neuro-Linguistic Program, to be a mindset coach, because I want to help people with their minds, to change their mindset, and a lot of other things like golden visa, like travel more, like interact with more people. There's a lot more thing on my vision board now.
Nice.
Well, we know the career market in Dubai is very competitive, of course. So what advice would you give someone who is struggling with their career?
With their career? What kind of career? Like any kind of career?
Any career, yeah.
Just, I think people who watch your video, I think it resonated because so many of us are struggling, and so many of us want to get to that other side, and so many of us want to, like, you know, get through that kind of hardship time. So it could be to anyone.
Yeah.
So I think I would say basically not to give up and keep doing what you're doing, because and be patient, because some people after almost a year in Dubai, they are like, oh, Dubai is hard, I'm not making it. And I'm like, you're just been a year in Dubai. I've been 4-5 years trying every kind of job, meanwhile learning English, because I came to Dubai, I didn't know how to speak English. I speak French. So how can you say that Dubai is hard when you only been here a year? It takes at least 6 months to settle in a new country when you're moving. So you can't be crying after 8 months or 1 year. No, you need to keep trying and, you know, maximize your opportunity.
Love that so much.
That
Hard
is
work,
amazing.
patience, grinding
Yes.
to make the dream happen. And you are the epitome of that dream. Eric Fit, thank you so much for joining us and giving us positive inspiration for this Friday morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me too.
Not at all. Welcome back anytime. Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
That brings us to the end of our show on this beautiful Friday morning. We'll be back with you on Monday morning, same time, same place. See you then.